All right. So, I wanted to pose the question and or talk about the top three and a surprise fourth game that I want to actually play. First up, like first off the rank, these are going to be the four games that I want to going to be able to play immediately and enjoy and see, you know, how well they're translated, if the emulation's all fine for the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. And I also want to know down below what your top three and possibly the fourth, just the one that you really kind of... The fourth game is kind of like the one that you probably haven't really played a lot of, but you're super keen to check it out. So the first game, this is going to be a little bit of a surprise. Maybe. But the first game off the rank for me is going to be Mortal Kombat 1 on the Sega Mega Drive / Genesis. This game, I'm sorry, like, this is the very first version I had at home, right? This is the very first one that I actually, and to clarify, I owned, right? Because the Sega Master System version I never owned. From memory, it was just a rental. It was actually MK1 on the Sega Mega Drive Genesis. That was the one that I actually was able to own straight up, because I was a bit older then, and obviously you get a little bit more money for your birthdays and Christmases or possible presents, stuff like that. And so it was the first one that I was able to really sort of like get excited for without having to constantly rent the Master System one out there. And it's like the memories of this is just insane. Like just everything, like as soon as it gets past the Sega logo, it kicks in with that awesome soundtrack, which is very unique to the Sega Genesis Mega Drive. Same with MK2's one. But this one was it. Like this was the one, and it was also, because it was the uncensored home version, it made a big splash. Like it really did make a big splash. And therefore, you know, it really sort of stuck in the heart and mind of myself and many others from what I've seen with comments over the time. But also it has like really cool secrets. Obviously you can put in the blood code. You can also put in the dullard code. And I'm hoping that when we do get the collection, accessing this sort of stuff will be very, very easy. They did state that it's going to be very easy to access sort of thing with a touch of a button. And hopefully things like the flags. So when you go into the actual, like the dullard code menu, it mentions just the flags. Hopefully we'll actually get proper names for these in an actual menu itself. So that way we can access it either in-game, like traditional way, or we'll have a one-button menu that we'll have available to us, which will be pretty awesome, I think. So the next game off the rank, which is one that, of all the arcade games that I was so excited to finally be able to emulate it at home and have fun with, and now of course we're able to play these games on Fightcade, is of course Mortal Kombat 2, right? This game right here is going to be absolutely superb. It's going to be so much fun to be able to play this game, not only just in an actual full-on collection with all its, you know, brothers and sisters available, but also be able to play this online. Now, I'd be very interested to see what revision we get. I think Fightcade uses 3.1, but I've for many years I've been playing on 3.2, which is a European, I believe, revision. So it'd be very interesting to see what they have there, like in terms of like what revision we're going to be using, but also what cheats are available, because on MAME and stuff, you have access to a ton of cheats, absolute ton of cheats, but there's actually an inbuilt cheat menu that was hidden for a very, very, very long time, up until recent years, called the EJB menu, the Edward John Boone menu. And this allows you to go check out character endings and or enable hidden characters that were not available unless you put in a combat code, like for example Cybersmoke and MK3. So this sort of stuff is very cool. This is the sort of stuff that I actually want to, you know, see if we're going to have access to, so that way we can go, yep, this is going to be great to be able to have this so easy to be able to click on and activate or deactivate or whatnot. But also MK2 was such a, like, there's not many times when a sequel surpasses, or at least equals, if you will, the original, and MK2 absolutely did that. It 100% did that, right? and I'll be honest here, like, it doesn't take anything away from MK1. It's not like I look at MK1 and go, oh, it feels archaic now. I can't play MK1 anymore because MK2 exists. No, like, both of these can live completely happily in the same house, not fighting with each other at all, because both of them are absolutely phenomenal, and it's great. It's really, really good. Now, the third game, this is a game which I can't clarify. Nobody can clarify this, but my instincts is telling me, and that is Mortal Kombat Trilogy, right? Now, we know we don't have an official announcement for it yet. I would be highly surprised that, you know, I would be like, and annoyed greatly if we find out that Trilogy is not included in this collection. But because Trilogy is such a, it is like on the lips of everyone that's a classic 2D MK fan, because it was the culmination of every character in the roster. You could choose from every character available, and that was awesome to see that character select screen for the first time in the magazines and then in real life, and just sit there going, oh my god, who am I going to use? Who am I going to use? What? Like, it was just nuts, right? Absolutely nuts. Okay, so while it hasn't been announced, right, this is kind of like the wishy one, right? That if it is announced and it is in the collection, this is going to be the other one I'm going to load up as well, right? And believe me, I'm not going to be sitting there going, I'm going to load up this one and just leave it, call it a day. I'm going to be going, yeah, I'm going to be going through them all. But these are the ones that really stick out for me for a lot of memories, right? Now, I was thinking about putting the Mega Drive version of MK2 there, but to be honest, it's the arcade. It's always been the arcade that's been really sort of like, yeah, you know, that's the one I want, man. That's the one I really want to, you know, just hear that crisp, you know, incredible sound again, and stuff like that. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm looking forward to in regards to you know, MK2. But of course with Trilogy, you know, especially if they put in like the superior version, which is the PC version or the good old games version, then it's all over. Like, we will have the best version of Trilogy with complete like no load times whatsoever on Shang Tsung's morphs, and it's basically the PS1 version, just better, you know, absolutely better, right? So that's gonna be pretty awesome. And of course, you know, there's obviously the secret menu in Trilogy, the same way. You hold all shoulder buttons and hold up in the menu, and the question mark shakes, and you can get into it, and you can turn things like one button fatalities on, stuff like that. So that's going to be pretty cool as well. I also, again, just like with all cheats, is there's going to be something that we can press a button for and access all of the stuff in a quick menu, rather than having to go through the rigmarole if you don't want to. You know, you know, having the choice, having two options there would be better, which would be great for anyone that wants to do it old school or whatnot. But definitely Trilogy. Definitely Trilogy, because like MK3 was a solid game. It really was, and Ultimate MK3 just took that up a notch as well. Included some, you know, a couple of new systems, that sort of thing, or access to combat. But Trilogy was the one that really, man, like that was it. Like, that was it, bro. Right? That was the culmination of the entire, like, not only 2D era, but the MK3 era of that particular release schedule. And it's phenomenal. It's very, very cool. Now, the last one, right? This is another one that kind of, it's we know and we don't, and that is Mortal Kombat. Now, this is actually running Mortal Kombat Gold that you see here, right? So this is kind of like the one that I haven't had a lot to do with, but also I would say this about MK4. I did play a bit of MK4 back on the PlayStation 1, eventually when I got on PC back in the day. But MK4 is probably my least played MK out of the original sort of 2D era arc, if you will. So if they've got gold in there, this will be filling this fourth slot of going, yep, that's the sort of the little bit of the guilty pleasure. I want to load it up and be able to really sort of throw some time into it. And if it's just MK4 arcade, it'll be the same thing, because we've never had MK4 arcade emulated properly before, and we really need that. We really, really need that that experience, and it is gonna be really fucking good, man. It's gonna be really good, right? Even though like MK4 out of the 2D era is not my favorite, because not that it really did anything bad. It just kind of, I think Gold was what Ultimate was to MK3. Does that make sense? Right, Gold was really like the literal gold standard of MK4. Okay, just having the extra characters in there, not just the original, like the new 5, but also you got Sector and Noob in there as well. And again, hopefully all access, if Gold's in there, having all of this easily accessible via menus and stuff to turn on and that sort of thing. All right, so that's gonna be really cool. But if they don't have Gold, then just straight up MK4. And if they don't have Trilogy, what would I put in that place? Part of me thinks MK2 Super Nintendo version, because it was kind of cool as well. But I think I'd probably lean into maybe the Mega Drive version of MK2. Right, so if these two don't get announced, right, then we have MK1 Mega Drive, MK2 Arcade, MK2 Mega Drive, and Genesis, right? And then MK4 Arcade. If these two get announced, then it is what it is that you see on screen right now. And I will be a happy chappy. I will be an absolute happy chappy, right? But anyway, guys, I'll leave it there. Let me know what your top 3 are, as well as the one that you go, yeah, man, I can't wait to give that one a go. You know, just like that kind of that guilty pleasure one that you haven't really done much with that game before, but you're kind of really excited to be able to load it up and give it a go. Or maybe you only played a little bit of it back in the day, and you're just excited to be able to do that. So let me know what your top 3 are and the 4th guilty pleasure is. And I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.